Hello guys, today in this video we will learn how we can create an MVC project in Visual Studio 2019. So this will not be the .NET Core MVC, this will be the traditional MVC application. So to do that I will create or click here create new project, and here let it load first, and here I will click on MVC or search MVC, and then it will start searching, and you can see we are here ASP.NET Core web app. So this we will not click on this one, we will click on this one, the third option, okay, because this is going to create the traditional ASP.NET web application in MVC. And then I will click on next, and here I will put a name here, web app MVC, and I will keep the location as same, and the maximum framework we can target is .NET Framework 4.7.2, and then I will click on here create, and here I will choose MVC, okay, and then we don't want to create anything. And one thing what I can do here, you can select here individual user account. So that means what it will do, the Visual Studio will automatically create or write the code for the authentication, and it will also create like the complete code to register or sign in the user, and there will be also the written code for the Facebook, Twitter or Google and Microsoft account authorization. So we'll check that. So let me just first go ahead and create the individual user account, and let me now here click on OK, and now I will click on MVC, and then I will and if you want to create the API, then you must need to click on API. If you want to create the web forms application, then you can click on web forms, or you can, if you want to create from the complete scratch, then you can choose empty, or if you want to create only the web app in which you can call the API, then you can go ahead with the single page application. But here in this video I am going to create the MVC application, that's why I will click on MVC, and then I will click here the button create, and now it will create the application. So wait for that. So you can see here Visual Studio have created the project with individual user account code. So you can see all the view is available here related to the account and home, okay, and manage. So everything will be here, and you can also see the controllers are created here, models are also available here, you can see, okay, and the script, the JavaScript codes are also here, the CSS fonts are also here, everything is here, right? And in the content also you can see the CSS, okay. So basically in the app start you can also see here the startup file, bundle.config file, okay. So everything is here. So let me go ahead one by one to analyze everything, okay. So the first thing here is the startup.cs. So let me double click on that, okay, it is opening. Okay, so you can see this is the configure app, okay. So it is using like the assembly OWIN startup, okay, and here you can see this is the global.asx files here, this is the entry point of the application here, okay. So the application will start here, it will register all the area, it will register the global filters which is defined here in the app start. You can see filter.config, so here filters are defined here, okay. So you can see here register global filter is here, okay, and it is handle attribute filter is added here, okay, and then it is registering the routes in the route table. So you can also find the route table here in the route config. So this is the default route, okay, and if you want to add any attribute routing, then you can also use that as well, okay. So you just need to enter here routes dot use map MVC routes. Okay, so that's it what you need to do. So now it will allow you to do the attribute routing, but we will discuss it later. Okay, so just let me comment it out. Okay, and then this is register bundles. So bundle is also here, so bundle.config you can find here. So what bundle.config does, it basically it combines all the JavaScript files as a single file, okay, so that website could load faster. So that's the main work of bundle config. Okay, and now let me go ahead with the controller, and you can find here that the main controller is the home controller. This is the main controller, or you can say the default controller, and this is the default action method which is index. Okay, and these things are already created or given by the Visual Studio. Okay, and in the account controller you can find all the like things here created. So you can see it has also created the dependency injection. You can see dependency injection is set by default. Okay, and you can see all those things here in the, let me go ahead again in the startup. So in startup it is configuring the OWIN which is used for the authentication, creating the authentication. Okay, so this is the OWIN startup file, and here also you can find here the identity models which is used here for configuring the application user. Okay, so this will basically create the connection with the database. Okay, and it will when we will run the query with the database, it will create the table. Okay, so we will learn let me go ahead now. And the next thing which is here, this is the view model. This is manage login view model. Inside the login view model we have the login data here, so login class here, all the properties, and here you can see set password view model. Here we have the validation is also here, you can see here. Okay, and the data type is here password. Okay, so everything is here, you can see. This is for change password model, this is for add phone number. Okay, this is for verify phone number, this is for two-factor authentication model. So everything, like every model is created by the Visual Studio here. And this is the account view model, so this will also created inside the database once we will run this the application here. Okay, and then what we will do, we will create this. Okay, sorry, so this is also another class. Okay, so let me now run this thing. Here you can see this is login view model class. Inside email, password, and remember me here. Okay, this is for registration, email, password, confirm password, and this is for reset password. Okay, and this is for forgot password. So every model is here created. Okay, and the next thing is the manage controller, and inside manage controller we can see here it is also implemented the user manager, and inside this is sign in manager is called. Okay, and here is user manager, and okay, and here it is created for the, like you can see, this is the controller, and this is index method, action method inside the manage. Okay, and view mag status is like here, I think this will be the for the validation on the UI. Okay, and here it is the get user ID, that means this is using the identity server or OWIN authentication, that's why it is using the user. Okay, and here it will save the user ID. Okay, I mean get the user ID, and it will create, or we can say it will do like what it will do, it will return the model here. Okay, so this is like get type of the action method. Okay, and other one is, this is the post type of the action method. This is for removing the login, okay, and this is for adding phone number, the get and post, and this is posting for the two-factor authentication enable. This is for disable two-factor authentication, for verify phone number. So everything is given in the code, so you just need to create the project and choose the single user authentication, and then you are good to go with the already written code, or the code what is required for creating a basic web application using MVC framework. Okay, so now I will do what I will do. I will run the code here. Okay, and here is the helpers are also given here. Okay, so yes, so let me just run it first. Okay, so you can see here I have added the breakpoint in startup.auth, identity.config, identity, and the filter config, okay, and the root startup file. Okay, so that we can check which one is running first. So you can see it has reached, the breakpoint has reached for the first time at global.asax. So what I will do, I will click here on continue, and you can see now it has started loading the application. And after that you can see it has here in the filter config. That means after reaching to global.asax, it is reaching to the filter config file. Okay, and let me click here continue again, and here now you can see this is the third step, which is register routes. So then at the third step is the routing, configuring the routing table. Okay, and here again I will click on continue, and now you can see we have reached to the startup. That means now it is starting up the authentication. Okay, it will configure the auth app. Okay, and it will call here this startup.auth.cs. so let me click on continue here, and you can see the breakpoint has reached here. So it is this file is basically present here in the app startup.auth.cs. okay, and here everything is configured to authentication, and the default URL is also set here, you can see. So this will be the base URL for the login into the application, and here you can also see here this is the token. It will basically generate the identity, Owen identity or token. Okay, and that will be valid for the 30 minutes. Okay, and then what it will do, it will generate the identity, you can see here. Okay, and then it will also, it is basically also allowing us to use this is basically for the cookie authentication. Okay, and if you do not want to use, means user can also allow, means you can also allow user to log in with the external authentication. Okay, so to do that, this line is added here, and you can also use your two-factor sign-in authentication, you can see here for the two-factor authentication. This is the thing. Okay, and then here you can see these are the commented lines. So what you can do, you can, if you want to allow like Microsoft authentication in your website, or Twitter authentication, or the Facebook authentication, or Google authentication, then you can configure all these things here, app ID and secret, or client ID or secrets. Okay, so these things you can configure, and these things you can find inside the like respective the provider, like whether it is Microsoft or Twitter or Facebook or Google. Okay, so you can use that. Okay, that means that the fourth step was here in the startup config file, or startup auth file, sorry. And from here, once I will click on continue, then it will now reach to controller, I think. So let me go ahead in the home controller, which is home controller is here. Okay, here is the home controller. Okay, it is still loading, so let me go ahead here. and put a breakpoint here in the index. Okay, so let's wait. So you can see here it has reached to the index page. So let me hit the refresh button once again, and you can see the breakpoint has reached again inside the global.asx files. Once I refresh the page, and then it will again reach to the filter config.cs file, and then it will reach to the route config.cs file, and then it will reach to startup.cs file, like it is open startup file, and then it will reach to startup startup auth.cs file, and then it will reach to the controller. Okay, so you can see it has reached now to the controller, and here it is the index file which is loading here. Okay, so this is the index file. Okay, and once I will click, let me put more breakpoints here in other controller, like the account controller. Okay, and here in the account controller, let me put here the breakpoint which is related to the okay, just a minute. So this is the login. Okay, this is the allow anonymous, and this is the post login. So I will add here a one breakpoint. Okay, so this is get, so first it will load basically, so let me put here as well. So okay, it is still loading. Okay, no. Okay, so let me click here the login, and once I click here login, it will automatically reach to the get action method inside the account controller. Okay, and here we can check the return URL if there is something in the return URL. So currently there is not any return URL. Okay, then let me click on continue here, and now it should go to the login page, and here you can see this is the login screen, and here right now we don't have any account. So once I click on login, now it will reach here in the post login action method. You can see here inside model you can find the username and password, and remember mage false, and return URL is right now null. Okay, and then it will check the model state. If it is valid, then it will search into the database. So you can see there is nothing right now inside the database. That's why it will not do anything. Okay, and right now we have also not set up yet any database, so we can do that here in the web.config file. Okay, to do that I need to go here in the config file. Okay, we can click here yes. Okay, just a minute, hold on. Okay, okay, it is still loading, so we can just stop for this for now. Okay, because I need to configure the database here, or check the database whether it is configured or not. So let me click here yes. Okay, let me save it again, and now here you can see the database is here. The data source is local DB MySQL. Okay, that means it will create the database inside the data directory with this name MDF file. No need to worry here about the database. Need not to configure any external database right now to check everything working or not. Okay, and right now everything is looking good in the config file. okay, and it is going to use here the entity framework with the public key. Okay, let me close the config file. Let me run the application once again. And it will again go through all the breakpoints because we have added the breakpoints there, or we can just skip those breakpoints here by going to debug and disable all breakpoints. Okay, and now the breakpoint has been disabled now, and it will start the default browser to run the application. And you can see it should start. Okay, so you can see here this is the IIS Express, which is used for running the application in the development environment. And now you can see the default browser is opening here. So my default browser is Microsoft Edge. So if your default browser is Chrome or something else, or Firefox, then that will be opened automatically. So you can see once again our website is running. Now I will click on here register. And here I will enter my email for registering the user, and here I will put the password and then confirm password. Okay, and here what I will do, I will go ahead here and I will enable the breakpoint here. Okay, and now I will go to the register controller here, the account controller here, and here I will go ahead here. Let me check here. So this is the register inside the account. So inside the account there will be the register action method. So here I am inside the account, and here I will click, and here is the register. Okay, so this is the get method. So in MVC, as you know, there is two type of methods for the same name. One is to get the request, and one is to post the request. Okay, so this is same register, you can see, and here it is the post action method. So here I will put the controller. Okay, and now it should hit once I click here on the register. So you can see it has reached to the breakpoint, and here you can find the data inside the model. Okay, so you can see here this is the email and password and the confirm password, and now it will go ahead and check the model state. Okay, and now it is now validating the model state. Okay, it is inside it, and here inside the model state, here it will create the object of application user. Okay, and with this user, this is the inbuilt functionality. The create async is the like identity. You can see once I click or do F12, it will reach or take us to the method. Here you can see this is coming from Microsoft.ASP.NET identity.core, and it is using this create async. And what is it doing? It creates a user with the given password. So it will basically use the database which is mentioned in the config file and create that user inside the table. Okay, so it will, if there is nothing available right now in the database, then it will also create the entity or create the complete data structure. Sorry, not the data structure, the complete database structure. Okay, and then it will save the data of the user inside the ASP.NET user table. So we will see that. So okay, so now let me do here F10. Okay, shift over. Let me close this one, and now it is creating the data or inserting data inside the database. Okay, it is still loading, so it should reach here in the result, so we can check that. Let it take the time. Okay, we need not to put here the breakpoint. So you can see here now like control has reached to the 156 line after 155, because it should, so we can check here whether it is like result is succeeded or not. So you can see result.succeeded is true. That means the user has been created inside the database. So now I have done the F10 here. Okay, you can see it has reached inside the results.succeeded, and here it is sign in async. That means once the registration is successful or create user method runs successful, then it will go ahead and try to user to log in. So again, let me put here, do here step over, and one more time step over, and now it is signing in the user in the application with the created user credential. So you can see now the sign in is done successfully, and now it will redirect to index page inside the home controller. Okay, so now here I will click on continue, and it will redirect to the action. So here you can see it has reached to the index page inside the home controller. Okay, and here I will, this is the get method. Okay, so here I will click on continue, and it will inside the browser, it, you can see now it is taking us to the home page. Okay, so we can also save the password here in the browser, but need not to save it. So you can see hello email ID, and here I can see here the log off button. Okay, here the about, and then contact us page, then the home page. Okay, and again at the home page it is controller, so I can just, let me remove it so it should not stuck here again and again. Okay, so now that is all what you need to do here for creating the authentication of the user. Okay, and let me try it here, log off, and you can see now I can see the login and register button. Okay, that means now user has been log off from this like website, and again let me click on here login, and I can register now. Okay, here it is the login get method. So we have reached here, and here it, let me enter here the credential what I have just registered. Okay, so here I will use this one, and here I will put my password at 123 what I have just used to create the user. Okay, and here let me click on login, and now you can see it has reached to the post login method. Okay, so here I will have the model and the return, there will be not any return value right now. Okay, and let me move here step by step so that we can understand it's working. So it will check first model state whether it is valid or not. So model is valid right now, and now it will do password sign in async with the email and password, and remember B will be false right now. Okay, so now it is connecting with the database to get the data or to verify with the data. So you can see it has get the data, and you can see result is success. That means the email and password has been matched, and inside the switch case you can see if success, then it will redirect to local right now in the like redirect URL, but right now redirect URL is null. Then where it will take us, let me check where it will take us. Okay, now you can see it has reached. Okay, let me click here continue, and it has taken us to the home page. So let me go ahead here. Okay, so yes, so we have reached here again here on the home page, and again you can see this information. So the main thing what I need to ask here, like where we can find the data. Okay, so let me stop it. Okay, and now let me go here in the Server Explorer. So here you can see in the Server Explorer inside the data connections. Okay, there is the tables created here, you can find here. So these are the tables which is created, and you can see now it is connected with the default connection, and this is our application of Web MVC. Okay, and here this is the table created and inside the Visual Studio, and we are accessing it with the Visual Studio. So it is ASP.NET User. So let me right click here on ASP.NET User to see the data which is available inside it. So this is the main user table. Okay, and now I can click here show table data, and then it will open it in the Visual Studio to show the data which is present here. So you can see here the data is present what we just created. Okay, what we just the user is registered, and that registered data is here. You can see this is the password which is saved as a hash. This is a security stamp. Right now we have not added any phone number, that's why it is not here. Okay, so like this you can use the given feature of Visual Studio. So Visual Studio will all create the project with all these the features which is available here in the project, like register, login, reset password, change password. Okay, so all these things will be given by default in the ASP.NET MVC code. So in this video that's all guys. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, and please comment below in the comment section if you have any query related to MVC. Thank you.